coffee.
Actual mine is I don't like coffee. This doesn't taste like, you're not like chewing on beans or anything.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a lot of sugar. Are we live?
We've been recording.
That's what makes it delicious.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Solutions Brewing Podcast. This is, again, one of our rare all-in-person recordings. So I am Steven, joined by Rob and Brendan. And the noises you just heard is us trying a new drink we saw at the Edmonton Beerfest, Shaft, which is basically cold brew in a can.
It says right here on the
with
can.
vodka.
It goes
With vodka.
alcoholic espresso beverage.
Yeah.
And it's not a little bit too. It's 6.9.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So there's 2 shots of espresso in this can. It's almost 7%, and holy crap, is it sweet.
That's delicious because I don't like coffee, but you know what? I like that one.
It's too sweet.
Yeah.
Need to mix it with an actual coffee, then it might be all right. Throw another shot of espresso in there.
And yeah, the reason why we're doing it is we did lots of tradesies at the shows. So we're doing our usual splitsies after we do the tradesies, a couple weeks later. But we're going to be trying some interesting beers today that we kind of picked up at the show. And I chose this one to start because I'm dead tired. My son got me up early, and I am just exhausted. So Rob was like, "You should have a Shaft," and now I'm going to get wired.
So
You're welcome, Steve.
If you hear any static or anything on the recording, it's actually just Steve literally buzzing.
It's just
He's just literally vibrating it.
Oh yeah, so this is pretty potent. Like, this is, again, 2 shots of espresso, a bunch of alcohol. It's nitro too. Okay. Yeah, it's smooth.
Oh, that would make sense. I didn't know it did have a little bit of a creamy feel to it.
Yeah, creamy. But it literally says to enjoy the original Shaft experience, pour in ice and top with your choice of milk, which Brendan does not have mood juice at his house right now, so I elected not to do that. You just have almond milk.
Yes, we have almond milk. That's all we have. But
How do you milk an almond, Brendan? How do you do that?
with great difficulty because they're small.
Very tiny teats on those.
Yeah, remember the Meet the
Small
Fockers where they're
almond
milking the
udders.
cat? It's
Yeah.
kind of like that, but smaller.
Or the Simpsons episode where they're milking the rats.
Oh yeah.
You promised dog or better.
Dog or better.
Plenty of milk. Plenty of vitamin R.
But since we've opened this, Rob, why don't you grab a beer from our selection here, and let's try it out.
Sure. So we've got a whole flat here. We're not going to try all of them.
No.
I was
Go
looking-
on for 5
Today's
hours.
episode is 27 hours long.
No,
What was
it's
it? Let's
5
go
hours of
with,
talking, and then us passed out for another.
Oh, you
like
know what?
8.
We could keep with the thing. Apparently, here we go. There's a Russell Lifeline European Espresso Stout.
Ooh.
Oh my god, we're just gonna have 3 coffee beers, aren't we?
I just grabbed one. I didn't know it was an espresso stout. This is like Beer Hunter. This is literally a mixed case.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys don't want to do that one? We can do something.
No, you picked it. We'll
Yeah,
do it.
we picked it. So Russell Brewing, that is out of BC.
Correct. What's it say where they are? I always forget where some of these places are from. There's so many breweries, it's hard to keep track of.
Surrey.
They're in Surrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Surrey. Okay, cool.
They were a long way from home then if they were all the way up in Edmonton.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the theme, is that you never see the Edmonton breweries at the Edmonton show.
Even Edmontonians complain about that. They're like, how come there's not
I
everywhere
was
in
going to
Edmonton?
look up.
I mean,
there were a couple. Like I did recognize Omen. Oh my God, Manual Labor was there.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, there are some. I can't remember who else was out there.
But there's some other like big breweries there that just don't bother, I guess, or don't say that.
Oh, I guess yeah, maybe they just. Some brews probably just feel like it's not worth their time to do it. Or maybe they just can't. They don't have people that they can send up or whatever. But, yeah.
Well, because like I can't remember I mentioned this on the podcast, like when we were talking about the Edmonton show, but I saw the next day because we went out to breakfast with the people we were staying with, Barry and Katie. There was a brewery that I'd never heard of and never seen a single can at all and it was called Long Roof Brewing. And
Yeah, that one's right in Edmonton. That's like right on their
99th
what
Ave.
do they call it? Brewery Lane or whatever they call it. Yeah.
And that was the thing is that, like, I have never seen them. And then unfortunately we're in the morning there, so they weren't open yet on a Sunday. But I was just like, I have never seen you guys or heard you guys or tasted you guys. And they're just like, why aren't you at the Edmonton show? But
Did they say what Edmonton show?
if someone was there willing to, there was a brewer there who was walking in the back. I didn't bang in the glass anything like a creep, just being like, let me in.
Hello,
Let
I
me
need some
in.
beer. Let me try it. I haven't heard of you guys yet.
But,
Why weren't you at the Edmonton show? We could have done tradesies.
Apparently, Steve, they used a saison yeast for this.
ooh,
So you might be interested in that.
You can kind of smell it, actually. Like
a little bit of that farmhousey.
yeah.
Someone does have real coffee in there, so I guess they used a local coffee artisan called Grounds for Divorce.
Okay,
That's a pretty clever.
that's a solid name.
There's got to be a story behind that one. Like,
It doesn't say, but I mean, like, but that's just the coffee place it came from. So I might have to look that one up just to figure out what's going on there. Grounds for divorce.
my word.
If you want to look at
Yeah,
that,
I'm gonna look at the can.
Oh, yeah, it's branded all over the can, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they must looks like a collab.
Yeah. Lifeline European Espresso Stout.
Interesting to do a collab with a coffee shop.
Yeah, there's also a little bit of lactose in it too.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
You can feel it on your tongue.
Silky.
Yeah, there we go. That's the.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's solid.
It's pretty good. This wouldn't be a bad one for some day like today because there's a bunch of snow, but the sun is out.
Yeah.
And you can be kind of like sitting outside watching the snow melt.
It's a great Sunday morning beer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty tasty. Good job, Russell.
Yeah. I've had a few of their beers before, but yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know they were at the Edmonton show. But then again, like when we walked around, we weren't paying too much attention.
I think they kind of had a hiatus for a while. Like they used to come out for shows and then they stopped for a while. Mm-hmm. And I guess they must be starting to come out again.
Yeah, get their presence out there again. So yeah. Oh, tasty beer.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go right back to the Shaft and just get like shot by how sweet it is.
He's doubling down on those caffeine beers now.
All right, do we have another
kinda
coffee
need
beer
it.
here? Red ale, no. Belgian strong, that'll knock him out. Spicy Meterita, no. Here we are, Christmas cookie.
Almost called Christmas cookie.
Yeah.
That's one of the ciders.
Christmas cookie cider. Oh, that's got to be full of ginger or something. That's
It
gotta...
must be. I actually did pick out a
This is
beer
from
here
Camrose.
before.
True North cider and Camrose.
Oh,
green
that
as a
that one
cinnamon.
actually is a collab with Bent Stick Brewing, or is that?
Which one? Yeah, that would be a
Yeah,
collab
Ben-
with
The
Ben Steak. Yeah.
passion fruit hop cider. We've teamed up with Ben Stick. Interesting.
It's got their logo on it. That's so yeah, it'd be pretty.
I think this one is the one you were actually looking at.
No. The one I wanted to try is actually I pulled it out. It's on the island there, Robert.
Oh, the Arrakis.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Arrakis.
Which I pulled it out and I said I'm probably going to hate this, but I have to try it in honor of Dune coming out again, and I appreciate them putting out a Dune themed.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
Beer.
hate this.
Yeah, this is a Dune themed beer. This is from Zero Issue.
Yeah.
Dark sour with cinnamon and blueberry.
The artwork is amazing. You got Muad'Dib there with the
Yeah, he's holding it
Chris
up.
knife over his head and all
The,
that.
the
sort of-
Freeman in the back, and yeah, it looks great.
But it is a dark sour with cinnamon and blueberry. So, I mean, the tie-in to the mythos of Dune and all that sort of stuff is great.
Yeah, it's got the spice.
So I'm
Got the spice, yeah.
exactly. I'm hoping this
That's,
is
right, that's funny. I didn't clue into that one right away. But yeah, now that you say it,
the
yeah.
cinnamon, but then
Yeah.
blueberry as well because the blue eyes and all that sort of stuff
Yep.
that you get with the
You know
spice.
what? That's clever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty clever recipe design.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's why I pulled it out because I really appreciate just the source material knowledge that's displayed in the title of the beer.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll make me see the future. We'll find out here shortly.
I'm gonna say
I
I
have to
haven't.
do a glass rinse before we.
Yeah,
actually go
with
in.
the
Probably, I think
espresso
so,
in there,
yeah.
yeah, we'll do a glass rinse. I was gonna say I haven't had a dark sour since I think it was High Level or High River, one of the not in Calgary but one of the surrounding Calgary ones. They had like it was called Swamp Thing. It was a dark sour, and it was again after one of these shows or something like that. We had
Oh, yeah, we did that at one of our other live tastings. I
yeah,
think.
and I remember and it was just like no, because it was sweet and sour, like it was malty and sour, and it just did not work. It was two competing ideas, and instead of blending together and meshing
No
well,
cohesive thought with it.
yeah, it was just like we threw some dark malt in with our sour for no reason.
no reason.
No raisin.
But
948 had a dark sour as well.
And well, I keep forgetting the term for it. What we did at Prairie Dog there.
The vertical
tasting. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That it wasn't quite. It was like a sour. The Brett yeast is kind of a sour yeast, right? Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
but
it's
the way
sour
it
and
was
funky.
At
aged,
first,
it
yeah.
was.
You get
I don't
like
know.
a barnyard. They kind of.
That was a nice dark, fruity beer because of the yeast kind of thing, right? So that's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not a big sour guy, but that was good.
Yeah,
But it also wasn't a sour, so maybe that's why I liked it.
yeah, because there's that like because lactobacillus is more like it's that like that like more of a pungent sour. Like that's in the longer you let it kettle sour or whatever, that's the sour it gets. Whereas the Brett's got more of the funky odors and flavors, and then that's where you get more of the must or the smell that really changes it. So
And also benefits a lot more from the time
yes,
just sitting there, right? Like the vertical we did was 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Mm-hmm. Where any of the other sours, you're not talking about years in the kettle.
yeah, years in the barrel versus days in the kettle.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really quick and dirty. But all right, I'm gonna give me these. I'll give them a quick wash.
Thank you, Steve. Let's see if we can. You guys will probably hear all the. We're all just gonna watch Steve rinse glasses over there.
Yeah, so if you're at home listening to this, now is a good time to rinse your glasses too, because I assume you're drinking along with us.
Come on, Steve.
Hurry up.
All right.
Jeez, guys.
Going for the Arrakis this time. We're going for the.
It's certainly dark.
It has got quite the dark color. It's like the bubbles almost look blue.
All right. Ooh, like right away, the smell off of it. Trying to
That's what
stretch.
happened. Well, that's what I was like. I got my left arm on the wrong side of the mic while I'm pouring that to hand it over to Brendan.
Oh yeah, you can smell the spice.
Yeah.
Can you? Oh wow, yeah, there's lots of cinnamon in there. You can definitely label that with some cinnamon. Woo. They don't.
Woo.
Other than in the name, you can't see. There's no ingredients on this can. Oh, I like that.
I actually don't mind it.
Is that it's got a fairly strong sour. Like that first hit is very.
I was gonna say like the kind of the blueberry and the cinnamon kind of like knocks the sourness, like that tartness down.
It
Yeah.
helps it finish better. I
It
feel.
finishes
that's,
well.
That's what I
Yeah.
find with a lot of the sours is that they become cloying. They just stick too long.
Oh,
And
see,
this-
I like that
this one-
sour bite. Like I like it when it can, like if it's enough that it kind of like you get
Oh,
the
you
little,
get
the little
ear tinge or
the
jaw
little
tinge?
jaw clench or whatever in the back, like up by your ear. I like
Well,
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the sour candies that
Yeah.
you're trying to get that in your beer. But this is. I find it a lot more balanced than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, it starts
the
off.
aroma is amazing. It's like
Yeah.
it smells like almost like a pie.
Yeah. No, it
It kind
definitely
of makes
does.
me want to add
Like a
cinnamon
blueberry
to
pie.
like blueberry pie
Yeah, totally.
because I would never have thought of that before. But
I'm now gonna ask somebody to make me pie.
Blueberries aren't in
Be
season
like,
yet.
Auntie,
Wait
can you
a
make
couple
me a
months.
pie?
And put cinnamon in it.
Yeah. Good dose of cinnamon.
And then, well, what you have to do then is you have to go and watch Dune while eating the pie.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, that's right. The whole pie.
It's a long movie.
Yeah, you get 3 hours to eat a whole pie. It's good. Yeah.
Or what you could do is, like, if you want a little bit more time, just rewatch the first part and marathon it with the second part.
Yeah, you could do.
Well, that's
yeah,
so yeah, you could do that. Then you get 6 hours.
And then you get 6 hours, and 6 hours is enough.
No,
time
no,
to
no,
eat a
no.
pie.
You do the 1980s version. So you
Oh,
do
yeah.
that
Yeah.
hot mess, then part 1, and then go into part 2, and that gives you 9 hours to then
You're sitting there,
to
you're
eat
like,
the pie.
Just skip the
That's
old
Patrick
one.
Stewart. Why is Patrick Stewart here?
And then he's gone for 2/3 of the movie, and then he shows up at the end for like another 20 minutes. You're
Well,
like, what?
but to be fair, that's what the character does in the book too.
True.
But it's just one of those, like, this is the most unnecessary use of Patrick Stewart that I've ever seen. And then the where they walk in, the first scene where you see him, it's all 3 of them, and I forget their names because I don't know the source material that well. But there's 3 characters: there's Duncan Idaho, Gurney Halleck, and somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And they all walk up, and in the movie, they're all carrying something, which is like their totem.
Yeah.
Because they're described at some point, not in this scene in the book, but at some point in the book they have it, and Patrick Stewart's like a mandolin or something like that he has. And you're like, oh, that's him because he has the mandolin. Instead of like anything else that would have exemplified the character.
But that's actually, it's funny because we look back at it now and it's like, oh my God, it's Patrick Stewart. Like, he's been in everything. He's, again, Captain Picard. He's.
Oh, but this was well before the Picard.
And that's
for
the thing,
sure.
it's way before. So all he was at the time, he was part of the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Yeah.
He'd only done really stage stuff.
He was a
and,
thespian.
And he was a thespian, and he'd done some small roles in movies. And so this was like, again, quote unquote, a big movie for, again, 1986, 1985.
I don't know. I saw it one time and then
it
it was okay, and then I'm like, it's gone.
Yeah, it
Wasn't that
It's
memorable.
not a great movie.
No, all I know is it was before I was born, and I was 87. So,
Yeah.
but man, just you see him, and you're like, what the hell? It's like if you've ever seen.
It's funny that you remember that from them. You know what I remember that movie? I was like, I hope they paid this one actress a lot of money, because in the book they have the one where it's right at the start, and it's like where the guy like spits on the person when they're on the table, and they did that in the movie. I was like, oh, that's so gross.
It's the gift of water. It tells him that he gives him respect, and that's how he shows it.
And I was like, oh.
What it reminds me too of, like,
I hope they only had to film that once.
All right, now we need another 20 takes for coverage.
Oh my god. Yeah.
there's an old terrible movie called. Have you guys watched the movie Crawl?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so
Don't know that one.
So Crawl is a movie that it was supposed to be the first Dungeons and Dragons movie, is what it actually was supposed to be, but they lost the rights to it while it was in production. So everything became, instead of D&D, became like Space Fortress and Space Horse and all this kind of stuff. But one of the actors in it, it was literally, I think his first or second acting role was Liam Neeson. So
Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
So like future Qui-Gon Jinn, Taken guy, like just complete and consummate badass. He plays like lackey number 4 or something in this troop or whatever. So he has a couple lines and he's got like a couple fight scenes, but he dies tragically in a swamp somewhere.
He keeps trying to do more, but then the director's like, no, you're not cut out for that. And he says, I have a very special set of skills.
Well, those came later. He was still training.
Yeah, he was still training. But it's just like it's a legitimately terrible movie, but it's got him in it, and he's like, oh yeah, it's part of his early works. So.
I'm kind of wondering if this is where Star Wars got the idea for the Space Horses now.
Space Horse.
Oh, space horses on a spaceship.
There was this.
What's the worst way to attack this ship? I know, horses.
Turn off the magnetism, the vehicles fall right off. Well, they're not using vehicles, sir, and what are they using? Space horses on a spaceship. And that is when I have seen seven of the Star Wars movies in theater. One was like a re-release, so like I think I saw Empire Strikes Back in theater. Is one of the very releases. But I've seen all the prequels and all the sequels, and that Space Horses on a Spaceship. made me literally ham palm myself, like hand to face, because it was so dumb.
It was.
Fuck you, Rise of Skywalker.
It was very dumb.
I haven't even watched those movies. I just feel like they've been overdone now.
The new sequel had some really ideas if they were willing to commit to them, but they didn't. And as a result, like it was like Star Wars by committee, and as a result, they made some really dumb decisions.
I knew it was going to be bad once Disney bought it. Not because Disney bought it, but because of how much they spent on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, they're going to have to milk this for everything it's worth. And that's what they've been doing. Movies, cartoons.
Oh, they just
everything,
announced another new series for Disney Plus, actually, The Acolyte, which it's apparently taking place before the movies, like from before like Skywalker, before Palpatines, all that kind of stuff. Right. And it's basically during the High Republic, so it's 150 years before.
Back when there were more than 2 Jedi families.
Yeah,
so this would have been before. I think the last good one I saw that I didn't mind was Andor.
Yeah, before Andor.
This is before Andor.
Well, before Andor, yeah.
So, and it's basically like, from the trailer, is basically like, there's Jedi going around and they start sensing like a disturbance with like they're at a youngling training session. It's like, what do you feel? And it's like, I feel like life, and I feel like goodwill, and the other person's like, I feel fire. And there's basically a Sith that's hunting down Jedi on Coruscant. So it looks to be very interesting. But it was just a trailer, so who knows?
I mean, you kind of got to treat the Star Wars universe now as more like you would have treated the book universe 15 years ago. There's all kinds of stuff out there. You really got to sort the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
Andor was good. Rogue One was good.
Yeah, and then like The Mandalorian
Solo was terrible.
Solo was okay.
No, Solo was terrible. Solo would have been much better if they had just committed to the girl there being Mara Jade.
Yeah.
Because if they had turned Solo into actually an origin story for Mara Jade, it would have been a much better movie.
Yeah, I didn't mind. So if you took Solo out of the Solo movie and made it like a more of like just a space heist movie, would have been way better.
Well, and
but
again,
but tying it into the mythos,
tying into Mara Jade, and then like actually exploring Mara Jade more, because I think the movies would benefit from that. And then going back to, you could actually tie it back into Skywalker, because the whole Mara Jade Skywalker thing connects, and you bring in a different actor to play Luke. I like Mark Hamill, but he doesn't have to be the only person who ever plays Luke.
That's a problem with being a young actor and getting yourself like married to that, and like it's like, because what is he now, like in his late 60s, early 70s, and it's like, no, sorry, we're dragging you out of retirement. You need to play Luke Skywalker one more time.
They killed him off though, so that's fine. But he does a bunch of voice work as well. He's had an entire.
I think his voice work has been really good.
His voice work.
He's done the Joker for a long time.
But his voice work portfolio is massive. Like the amount of roles he's done is huge. So, anyways, that's our
you guys have been going on about Star Wars.
That's our sci-fi tangent.
I'm just excited for these some of the Disney patents that come. I got excited because some of the Disney patents are
expiring.
Yeah.
So like there's like the Winnie the Pooh.
And
I found out there's a Winnie the Pooh called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. So it's a horror show.
Yeah.
Now I haven't seen this yet, but I'm going to watch this. I'm actually excited for this. Just a murderous Winnie the Pooh. And Piglet. Yeah.
And Mickey Mouse came up as well, right?
But specifically the Steamboat Willie Mickey the Mouse, not the rest of the Mickey Mouse.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's specifically that one because the later iterations are considered separate characters.
Interesting. I wonder how they pulled that off.
Disney lawyers are paid very, very well.
Probably, yeah.
I imagine. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, the in January there was that big hubbub, and it was specifically the Steamboat, because that one was a unique instance of the character and wasn't part of his like later iterations. So
well, that just means the patent's up a little bit later then.
Yeah, no, again, the rest of them are going to get sunsetted in the future, but that's just how it goes.
People are already writing screenplays in preparation for that.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but what's crazy about it is that these patents are good for 100 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're even talking about this is because
these
characters have been around for 100 years. Like that's insane.
Because usually copyright was originally like 60 years, and then they made it 75, and then Disney lobbied like the last, in the U.S. at least, last little bit to keep on extending it because they're like, we want to, protect our intellectual property. And so they managed to get successive governments, I think twice in the U.S. to like extend another 10 years and another 20. But then at this point, it's like, nope. You've had like the patent for like
100 is a long time.
years.
Yeah. Like, no.
Well, I was just gonna say because I thought Winnie the Pooh was World War One Canadian guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that one's specifically because that's a Canadian one, and it's a slightly different patent law there.
Yeah,
but the same sort of thing. That patent law got extended
by
as
about
well.
10 years or so.
Yeah.
It seems like because again, it was in the last year or so the patent got released.
Yeah.
Well,
So because the Winnie the Pooh was
110
like
years.
1922 or 1924 or something like that.
No, I thought it was during the war.
No, patent was
14 to 18. Like the patent might have been later, but I thought the character creation was.
maybe. I
I should remember this. This is a moment in Canadian history that was televised.
It is. No, like they came up with the idea of it,
Yeah.
but like the patent is from.
Like, you got to go look up the
22 or
Heritage Minute.
I do have to look up the Heritage Minute. I just remember that logo. Winnie the Pooh. Oh, why not? I don't know. It's just Winnie the Pooh.
I remember that. That was in the commercial.
Yeah.
They used to have that. Yeah.
A part of our heritage.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I hope they're still putting out, but I don't watch any TV.
They're
anymore,
much
so-
less
I don't know. I don't
frequent
watch
nowadays.
TV anymore either. So
Like-
they used to show them after like during hockey games. I remember.
I wonder if they just have them like on CBC Gem or something like that. Just
Yes,
interspersed.
they're on Gem and they're on YouTube. So you can basically look them up anytime.
Well,
sort
I
of
know
thing.
I can look them up, but I mean, like, if you're making new ones, the whole point is that they're
Again, I think
a
they're on.
publicly paid
I think they're on
commercial.
both.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make a little bit of ad revenue on either one, sort of thing.
I wouldn't know. So Steve,
All right,
it's your turn to pick one.
all right. So
While you're doing that, I'll take care of the glasses. So we'll try to be a little bit more efficient this time. We're learning. No problems, just solutions, folks.
So the one I'm going to choose is a new brewery that was out of Wainwright called Moonlight Bay.
They actually approached us in Jasper a year ago,
Yeah.
and they were asking how to get into the festivals and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And we were trying to remember back how we got into them originally. We were like, well, we'll just send you the invite when we get it. So,
Yeah.
I'm happy they made it to Edmonton.
Yeah, and it was really good to see him. He's brewing out of Blindman Brewing out of no, that's mine, out of Lacombe. So he's got a good brewery making his beers and everything. And yeah, we're happy to see him there. And this beer is, well, you haven't had this one yet, Brennan, but
No, I haven't.
this is a very good beer.
So this one's literally called brown ale.
Yeah,
They don't actually have names for their beers. They just call them the styles that they make.
Yeah.
Their labels are very simple. They change the color to match the color of the beer.
Yes.
I mean,
That's how.
well,
that's
except
how
for
we
this
started.
one. This one's not actually gray, but this one just says beer. So, it's a pale ale.
Yep,
Okay.
yeah, there you go.
It's like again when we started with our designs, that's same thing we did. Like white background, fairly simple, and then just color band to indicate what beer it was.
So it's very simple, except for he's got this little Gosling, which is very detailed, and whoever did the artwork for that's great. Like, I like the actual hidden touch of detail.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if that's a Wainwright thing because that's on the brown ale too. So that looks like it's on all their.
It's on
cans.
every label. Yeah. That's nice brown.
Yeah,
It was really good. When I was there, I was like, man, I need to get some more of these. They almost ran out of them.
wow, that's a good showing for your
Like,
first.
yeah, when we were
for your
doing, when
first
I went
show.
to go, they were one of the first ones I went to ask for trades. They're like, we've only got these 4 left. I'm like, sold.
Bring them here.
The only thing I would change, and this might be controversial, is I would take the carbonation down one step.
So more like a bridge brown, like just lower, just
Yeah,
lower
yeah,
carb.
getting a little more to the British brown. Not as low as we did the Black Swan that one time, but just a little bit less than this because this is at the same carbonation level that we have all the rest of our beers.
Yeah.
And I think the browns benefit from a slightly lower carb.
So
to
instead
get
of like
a little bit more of that malt flavor through.
So instead of like 2.5 pound or 2.5 atmospheres or whatever of CO2, you did
Well,
like 2
yeah, I hate talking in the volumes for
grams
volumes with all
per
that,
you know, hawk swings.
No, so in our system, we carve everything at 16 pounds. I do this one at 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how I would do it.
But yeah, it's like an easy drinking brown ale.
It is smooth. It is very smooth.
Delicious.
It has a great flavor
So
profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, really like it.
So no, they had a great showing at the festival, and they were
Awesome.
they were really positioned well because on that where they were at the end of the you know, there's that exit at the south end of the hall there. So there was the ticket sales right across from them. So super easy, just like ticket sales. Come take a look at us right here.
That's how you deal with that. I'd love to, but I have no tickets. Well, there you go. I'll walk you over there.
I'm out of money. Well, I can't help with that.
I
there was an
can't help
ATM there, though, so you could actually get money out of the ATM.
We should just bring an ATM.
As long as we charge the lowest fees, we'd be so busy.
Oh man, these are side revenue streams for Solutions Brewing.
But
It's a side hustle for our side.
Yeah.
Is that a quad hustle?
This is really just a statement on the economy right now. When your side hustle needs a side hustle.
are you awake and you are not making money? You should be making money, and here's how.
Are you still sleeping? Anyway, sorry, they were positioned very well.
Yeah, they were positioned very well at the end there, and then like they, the few times we went over, like when we were talking with the Jason from On Beer there, we sent him over, and he came back just for like a quick talk later. It's like, oh, did you get over talk to them? He's like, yeah, but they were super busy, so well, that was perfect. So
Good problem to have.
yeah,
Absolutely.
no, they had a good show.
Hopefully they prepaid for next year's show.
I hope so too.
Hopefully I can attend next year's show.
Very suspicious, Brendan. Very suspicious.
Sounds
Oh,
nice. Making plans
Edmonton.
already,
Oh,
so-
I don't know if I can
Family
make it.
vacations come first, man.
You can vacation in Edmonton.
We actually did, like, if you'll recall, we did that a couple of years ago.
Did
It
you?
was almost the same circumstances. We were in Invermere for a week, and then we drove from Invermere to Edmonton, and we did the Edmonton show, and then drove home. And I just didn't want to do that again.
No, Invermere is a much nicer place than Edmonton for vacation.
Yeah.
And in general.
In general, yeah.
But no, it's great beer. And
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we've done our 3. Should we drink the rest of the 24 here without our audience?
probably.
we should do one more. Like let's
We
see
like
if
doing
there's
24,
any-
like at the end of the show, just go, and then as ever we pass out and hit just smack it.
I mean, if you think about it, it's really only 8 beers each.
then it's like how long do the batteries last? It's just that much dead air.
Yeah.
All right, we could pick one more, Steve, if you want to.
I don't know. I've been looking at this Hoptown one.
Hop rate infringement.
Oh,
Yeah, which
Oak
is out of Okotoks, which I didn't.
I didn't know about Hubtown and Okotoks.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah.
They've been around for a while. I think they were the first one.
Yeah,
I think
well,
they're
it
the first
says
one,
2015 on the can,
Yeah.
which
They were the first one, and then
because they have
Big
another.
Big Beaver Brewing or whatever is the other one
Big
in there.
Beaver, yeah.
Big, okay, I mean, if we're being honest, Big Rock is the first one out of Okotoks.
Yes, but no one remembers that.
No, but if you want to find the Big Rock, you go to Okotoks.
Yeah, that's where they used to have their outdoor festival. Was at the Big
The
Rock.
Big Rock. Big Rock's pretty cool.
But I'm seeing what else is in here, like the Sawback. Oh,
Sawback, we know Sawback. There's
we know
some
that
Russell,
well.
So this is
that'd
a
be great.
Christmas cookie cider.
Christmas cookie cider. We could switch it up entirely, but I feel like that's already.
I'm gonna say, speaking of Big Rock, we could do the Tree Brewing.
Had one of those before you came. Actually, they're pretty good.
We had that one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Evergreen.
The pale.
The pale,
Yeah.
Okay, what else have we got? And then
Steve was late, so
Another
we had a beer
Hubtown.
before he got here.
No,
yeah.
let's do the Belgian Strong and see if we can knock Steve out.
8.5.
Oh, that shaft might be keeping him awake, though.
I'm still running off the shaft, boys. I keep on taking a sip of it, like between, like I'll drink a bit, like the little bit of the brown, and then go back to the shaft.
Steve,
and it's like
Steve just really destroys his palate every time.
Yeah.
Could also go. I mean, we could really mess with it. I'm like, okay, so we've been drinking the darker one. You could go a lighter one. Go with a craft lager. A lager.
No,
Called Gig Beer from Sawback.
I like Sawback. They're cool guys.
they're cool guys,
They are
and they
cool
make good
people.
beer
Yeah.
out of Red Deer.
I remember there was the one Edmonton show where we were poorly positioned, both
Yeah.
us and Sawback, and there was nobody there, and I was like, guys, I'm just gonna go hang out at Sawback.
Yeah, we were just chatting and exchanging samples with them the whole time. Yeah, that was kind of funny. Them and Grain Bin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, because Grain Bin was in the corner there.
Yeah. When we were in the corner.
I was actually sad that they weren't at the Edmonton show this year.
Grain Bin wasn't there.
Grain Bin wasn't there.
No, they didn't come
Oh,
this
that's
time.
too bad.
So yeah, who knows if like they just were like we're not gonna go, or they just
It's a
busy
fairly
weekend
long
or something.
drive to come from there.
It's friggin' Grand Prairie, like yeah.
Other side of the province.
Other side of the province, because when he did, I'm trying to remember when he was down in Calgary last, I think it was, he like was packaging the night before, got like 3 hours of sleep, then like got on the road and came down to Calgary.
Yeah, which is
and
just
was
ridiculous.
like, and was just like toast, like he was just exhausted. So maybe he thought about that and was like, maybe we won't do that again.
They must have that Grand Prairie market cornered by now.
I think so.
I think, well, they're the only ones out there.
Yeah, because
There used to be a second one.
Mad
but
Hatter's
it's like,
closed down, so
Yeah, because
which
like,
was GP Brewing. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, like they got the whole northeast market, or sorry, northwest
Quad.
market.
yes, yeah. So I was up in Grand Prairie back in November for work, and we were going out for. It was a late lunch after all our work was actually done. I was like, great, let's go to. There used to be a bar there called Mad Hatter's, which also had the brewery associated
yeah.
with it and all that sort of stuff. Nope, COVID casualty.
That
Oh,
sucks.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna make you drink a NEPA.
and we're gonna do an IPA.
We're gonna go way different.
You guys a quick rinse here? You want to pour those?
Yeah, sure.
So this is the Hubtown. I enjoy the name as well. It's copyright infringement.
Yeah.
So I wonder who they stole the recipe from.
This will be quite a contrast from the brown ale that we just had.
It will, and most importantly for my purposes, it's gonna fight with the coffee thing that he
Oh,
has.
yeah, there you go. Have like this is a hoppy beer compared to that like sweet espresso beer.
Yeah, sweet espresso. Yeah, exactly.
It's got a great color to it.
Nice smell.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome. Nice aroma.
Oh, I shorted you the last time, so I'm making sure.
Oh,
you get it.
that's actually fine. This is dangerous for me because this is like I
You
go
can
to
pour
hockey pretty.
you can pour a little bit of that over if you want.
Well, I'm just gonna spill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Oh no.
Because Steve shorted me this time, so I was trying to get a little
Actually,
more there.
you and I are about the same.
Oh, that's really good. Super citrusy on the nose.
Yeah, it's got a, as you said, like a great
nice the
aroma
tongue,
on it.
And it's a great name, Hoppy Right Infringement.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Yeah.
That's juicy and smooth.
Yeah, this is. You guys were making fun of me a while back because all NEPAs taste the same. They
Yeah.
taste like this, and they taste good.
Yeah, but yeah, yep. But at the same time, when they all taste the same, I want something different every once.
Well,
in a
every
while.
now and then, yeah. But I mean, you don't drink a NEPA every day.
There's a reason why NEPAs have their place on the shelves of liquor stores now. It's part of the repertoire.
They are best when in a mix pack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you could do a Christmas advent calendar where every fourth day was a NEPA, that'd be perfect.
A citrusy Christmas is That's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The IPA advent calendar is the one that I want.
yeah. Maybe we should talk with the crew and Airdream and make one. Can always do that.
Yeah.
These possibilities.
That'd be an awesome collab.
Yeah. Just that would be interesting.
4 breweries,
Mm-hmm.
24 days,
24 days, 6 beers
6
per
beers
brewery.
each.
Yeah, per brewery. Getting
All right, any
ideas.
of our listeners, you're not allowed to steal this idea.
To our dozens of listeners, you're not allowed.
It's funny because I think Atlas and 940 did do a collab for one, so they did 12 and 12, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have to be solely. Anyway, we'll,
Yeah, it could be whatever.
these are business discussions that we should have at a business meeting, not on the podcast. This is a fantastic beer. Probably a good beer to end on.
Yes.
If anybody else was at the Edmonton show and tasted something that they want to let us know about, if they enjoyed any of our beers and would like to tell us about it, that'd be great too. But how would they let us know, Rob?
I don't know.
How would they let us know, Steve?
Well, they could go to our website, solutionsbrewing.com, where there's a lovely little form that pops up that says, send us an email or whatever. Trying to keep it together, guys.
We're so close.
Which sends an email to our actual email address, noproblems@solutionsbrewing.com, or you can hit us up on our socials at Solutions Brewing Co. on Facebook and Instagram.
You know, man, we need to do a thing where we'll just record this and then I can just add it. When I edit, just like add it in.
I don't know. I feel like it's funnier when we throw it to somebody and they pull some shit like that.
Yeah. No, if you just have the robotic voice, like, it's like take whatever, and it's just someone's exhausted and they did that, and you put it at the end of every episode, just like the fine, okay, solutionsbrewing.com, no problems at solutionsbrewing.com, Facebook, Instagram at solutionsbrewing.co. Okay, done. Are we done?
You do the one like the computer voice. Go to Solutions Brewing.
I'm gonna say there's enough AI voices now, like for reading stuff. We can just like give them a script.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We're going to cut this off before it goes off the rails anymore.
Take care. Thanks.